What's up, guys? It's Derek here, back for another VOD review, and today we're doing something that we haven't done in a while. We are going back to China. I've done so many Chinese TFT VOD reviews in the past, but recently it's become slightly harder to watch their VODs just because I feel like the streaming websites have gotten like even worse for people who are in like America. Like the connection has just gotten so much worse. Also, I've had more of an excuse to watch NA VODs because NA has done really well at Worlds. I mean, it started with Replay winning, but you know, last Worlds NA did well. Hopefully we'll see them do well this year. I guess if you're from NA, you hope that. But I thought, let's watch some China. It is Chinese regionals right now. We gotta wait till the end of the week for North America, but Chinese regionals is going on right now, and this is the first round of their regional competition. You can see up there, over there, that this is Group B. Before I get too far into the video, I do want to say that I'm going to be posting a guide video onto Tactor for this video. I haven't written the guide yet. I'm going to write it after this video, so this is not the guide. But I just wanted to say, if you give a like on that guide, it helps me out infinite. So go check it out. It's going to be the comp played by YFTX this game, because I thought it was an interesting comp. And there's a decent amount that can be said about it. And, you know, we'll cover some of that in the video as well. It is, of course, regional competition in China, so we can't actually just stick on one POV. China doesn't upload those POVs separately. We just get the entirety of everyone. So yeah, a little bit annoying, but you know, it's not the end of the world. Already a bunch of solid econ choices so far. We see this Gambler's Blade down here. We saw Patient Study, A Clear Mind, I believe, Spoils of War. So many econ openers from so many people. And look at this spot here from Achen. He's already he got so many items, actually. It looks like it was a 5-component opener. That's the only possible way that we could have 2 items slammed with the Gambler's Blade. So, I mean, yeah, it must be 5-item opener. And you can also see over from Pseudo Wudo, who is... Pseudo Wudo is Koro 1. I've referred to him in the past. I guess he kind of like goes back and forth between being referred to as Koro 1, Coral, or Pseudo Wudo. I don't really know how they choose exactly which name to use. But you know, Absolute Beast has been rank 1 in China, played League of Legends professionally. If you guys haven't heard that story, yeah, played for, I believe, EDG in League of Legends, was a top laner, I think, under the name Koro 1, and now he is, you know, one of China's best TFT players, which is pretty sick, honestly. We also, like, one thing to point out immediately from this game that you can see is there are a lot of Olaf's being taken. Olaf still, I would say, one of the premier headliners that you can take. They did not nerf Olaf headliner at all this patch for whatever reason. I feel like he definitely could have used a little slap on the wrist. But yeah, no nerfs to Olaf, which means that he is dominating the early game via another very dominant early game unit. And a great opener here for this player, Qingtian, who I know nothing about, but I mean, you're never sad about a Vi headliner. BT's a fantastic slam. The Clear Mind will allow him to gain a ton of econ, essentially. Being on a 3-streak with Clear Mind's fantastic. The other thing is, I saw a Stars is Born from one of the players. I didn't see which player it was, but I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Stars Are Born is a pretty interesting augment in the meta right now that's very 2-cost reroll centric, where basically you can use Stars Are Born to find a 2-star 2-cost for free. And then you take the headliner, that's another 2-star of that 2-cost for free, and then you just need to find 3 real copies of that unit to have the unit 3-starred. So for something like a Seraphine, something for like a Katarina, it's fantastic. So this is the first time I think we're going to pivot over to YFTX's board. You can see here he's got this Yasuo with an Edge of Night slammed and a Hodge, and you can also see, look on bench here, we have another 3 Yasuos on bench. So I think at this moment we're already thinking Yasuo reroll, especially with the Idealism here, which is going to augment our damage even higher. Yasuo reroll definitely seems like something we're interested in. This is, by the way, the Stars Are Born player that I was talking about, who they had a JG slammed, and they were holding onto 1 Katarina, which I think means it absolutely has to be a Katarina reroll game. JG is like, it basically is only good on Katarina as far as items go. So it makes a lot of sense to just go Katarina reroll from that spot. So we'll evaluate their spot later, see how quickly they end up actually hitting Katarina 3. And by the way, Tianlong's spot just looks horrible. I mean, that I would FF. I wouldn't, but that spot looked horrible. That was Spoils of War. Oh, okay, no. It looks like we're on board with Tianlong right now. Okay, I thought it was Tianlong. It looks like it was another player. But that player was Spoils of War, and looks like they were not killing that many units, which is always a very bad spot to be in when you've taken Spoils of War and you just cannot pick up kills on units, because for that augment to be good. Yeah, this is the player here, Li Chuan. Um, Spoils of War here, but 79 HP. Blah. I am not happy about that spot whatsoever, which, I mean, we have to have taken some losses there. But okay, we're going to pivot back to YFTX, and we're going to see 3-1. We didn't get to see his roll down, but we are Yasuo 3 here. Rolled it down to 10 gold, so had to roll it down pretty deep, but we picked up Yasuo 3. I think when you're playing this comp, you really do want to be hitting on 3-1 if possible. You saw that he only played this comp in a spot where he knew that it would make sense for him to actually roll down at 3-1, because Yasuo, the way this unit works, kind of similar to like Cho'Gath in the past. Every time you get a kill, you're stacking up your AD permanently for the rest of the game. So Yasuo is a comp where you really, really want to pick up that early Yasuo 3 so that you can start stacking up that AD and get that kind of infinite scaling online as early as possible. A lot of just, I mean, pretty standard silver augments coming out of people. Achen here picks up the tiny, or the littlest, like, tiniest titans. I don't know why I want to say little buddies, but tiniest titans there, which I didn't get a chance to see if he had Heartsteel in, but he was playing an 80 flex angle. He certainly could play into you know, Heartsteel, get huge value out of that extra HP. 115 HP is not bad. Also pretty cool to see the tiniest titans here from the #1 player in HP right now, Moyuzai. They are full streak right here. Also, I mean, we got to fly around the board because there's so much going on in these lobbies. We finally get to see that Katarina 3 hit. It was relatively, I mean, 3-2 is as early as you can get it. So good for them. Speaking of reroll, we have this Senna reroll setup. It looks like all they have slammed right now is a GS. I mean, a fantastic item later game on Senna, but kind of like okay right now. But that is, they are 8 Sennas in this position here, 10 gold though, but very close to hitting. I mean, I'm not surprised at all when I watch Chinese TFT that these guys are rolling it down super deep at 3-2, trying to find their 3-star 2 costs. I mean, that strikes me as a very Chinese way of playing TFT, where you're just absolutely sending it down. Oh, this is pretty cool. This little graphic here is, it looks like it's all the headlines, all the headliners that are being used by the different players in the game. That is pretty sick, actually. I haven't, we don't have anything like that on A, but that's very cool. Yeah, wow. These items for Li Chuan, it's going to be GSJG. I'm not the biggest fan. I don't think this JG item does that much on Senna. I would definitely prefer some kind of mana item, or not really mana, but more attack speed item. Usually it's the Nashor's Tooth plus an AP item. And the GS is sort of an AP item, and so is the JG. I just feel like it's going to be very inferior to, you know, the build that it could have been. But I mean, you know, you can't always get BIS. That is just life. Speaking of life here, Qingtian has a lot of it, 84 HP. Also, Achen here has a lot. Well, actually, not as much as you would think, right? Achen 91 HP, but he took Tiny Titans here, so he's the equivalent of what would be 61 HP here. He's actually, like, he's lost a lot of these fights this stage, and you can see why. He's carrying, I mean, the GS slams, I feel like, are in full form here. In NA, everybody wants to slam GS, and it looks like China is definitely picking up on that as well. We see so many GSs sitting around this lobby. So, I mean, it's a fantastic slam for a late game, but you can see how in, like, Achen's spot, he definitely took a lot of damage just because he slammed the GS. Oh my god, is this going to be a kill roll spot with... I mean, there's no way, right? I'm really interested to see Koro's setup here, because, I mean, it looks like he's playing kill reroll, and he's rolling on 6. Like, he certainly wants to play kill reroll. But the strange thing is our kill reroll items are very odd. Yeah, he's going to go Shojin on his kill reroll setup. That is wild to me. Pretty solid spot here from Qingtian. Already has hit this headliner Zed here at 4-1 and still has a good amount of gold left over. And he's got the 5 Heartsteel in with a lot of HP. Yeah, his spot looks fantastic. This Moyuzai player still quite healthy. 3rd augment is gold here. I don't see anything too crazy so far. You know, a lot of combat augments. Jeweled Lotuses. I saw at least 3 Jeweled Lotuses. We had a support item over here. Could be CC reduction onto the Zed, but he's just going to go for the Aegis here for stats onto the Zed and to the backline as well. But yeah, look how fantastic this spot is. 74 HP, 5 Heartsteel, and nothing wrong with that. Yeah, look at the... Wow. Koro's... his kill build is going to be Static Shiv Shojin here. I mean, you would never, ever see this build in North America. Nobody plays Kale with this setup. But we'll see how it goes. It's a pretty cool Kale setup. Man, maybe I should have done a guide on this really interesting Kale reroll build. That's actually pretty wild. In any case, Achen there rolling down. We're going to see a lot of people rolling down right now looking for their 4-2, and I mean, at this point, it's a 4-3 roll down, picking up the AD Flex units here. We can see from Mozai also ended up playing AD Flex, is playing into Caitlyn here as the main carry, which is usually a very, very solid option in this AD Flex line. She's been buffed this patch. She is just a much better alternative to Ezreal. Prior to, like last patch when it was just all Ezreal all the time, you saw a lot of people being like, this Caitlyn unit like kind of stinks, but she's actually like pretty real now if you can get 8-bit in and use the 8-bit headliner version, which is the better version because it's very easy to get rapid fire in. As you can see, we have the Felios in. That's Senna 3 that we just got to see for half a second. Jeez. And we can see YFTX's board is starting to shape up into that 6 true damage board that you really like to see with the Yasuo. We immediately pivot away to a Riven board, but look at that. Oh, beautiful positioning for YFTX. Yasuo just one taps the Riven there and kills Tianlong. It is not even the end of stage 4, and they are dead. They were trying to play Riven reroll, but they couldn't get their positioning down in that last fight. The Yasuo just one tap the Riven, which is perfect, and they just couldn't get to Riven 3, which a little unfortunate. Somebody's got to go 8th, but I mean, you can see this really, really increased tempo from everybody rolling it deep at 3-2, 3-1, finding their upgrades. Means that, if you don't hit, you are just dead, which is the case there for Tianlong for sure. This is actually going to be a pretty interesting matchup here because the Senna does so much damage. That was a really, really scary Zed. Looks like Ezreal's gonna be able to finish it off. Yeah, and Jingtian, just another very, very solid AD flex spot. Oh, and you can see, is that the player got eliminated? It might be. He just got up. He's like, I am out of there, man. I'm not sitting here watching the rest of the game. I'm gonna go to the bathroom or something, get some water, clear my head. An 8th in the first game, definitely not great, but there's always time in TFT to come back. All right, on board with Achen here. He also 5 Heartsteel, but in a much less solid position. Looks like it took him a while to find his upgrades. Yeah. Oh my God, wait, look at his loss streak. He's on an 8 loss streak here. He just never found a strong board on stage 4, and his board's pretty strong now that he has like the Poppy 2, the Ezreal 2. As you can see, he takes the Senna board and just barely loses to it. My God. Hey, go back to Achen. Wasn't he about to cash out a huge cash? I want to see his cash out, man. Okay, they go back to his cash out. He got a ton of gold. It looks like he just got a bunch of gold, which is just going to barely allow him to go 9. Maybe he can get that Kiana in. Achen spot looks... What is that? Oh my God. That's not bad at all. The triple Lucian shop for just Lucian 2 right off the bat, just for free. This Lucian doesn't even have items. It's a 0 item Lucian. I mean, we'd love to move some of these items over, but we can't really sell the Caitlyn is the hard part. I mean, honestly, you could look at potentially selling Zed and moving the items over. I know these Zed items are a little bit stinky on Lucian, but I mean, it's a Lucian too. I mean, whatever. We're hitting the entire board. Best case scenario, we get like a TG off Carousel or just a good Lucian item, or a Anons, a Gwynsu would be fantastic actually. But never in my life the triple Lucian shop on, I mean, at least he was 9, right? It's not like he was level 8 and he found that, but still, that's crazy. Once again, checking back in with YFTX on this Yasuo board, really, really healthy, 48 HP. This Yasuo board is always killing units, which is really, really important for the board for maintaining HP. And you can see 48 HP here above everyone else. It's going to allow him to coast into a top 4 position, and we'll see just how high he can end up placing. But that Yasuo, just so good. We hit it early. It's stacking up AD. It is cutting down all these units. Lucian 2 here from Achen. Achen's board looks so strong, actually. He's got this Lucian 2. He's got the Poppy 2 as a solid frontline. The only scary thing is his HP. He's 13 HP, which is not a lot, I would say, in general. It is not a lot of HP. But his board does look very, very strong. He can definitely contest for a top 4 here, as long as he doesn't rotate into like the strongest person ever. And then, like the kind of person on the other side of this board, I didn't get a chance to see who that was, but that person's gonna have trouble playing the game, where they haven't had the ability to hit 2-star 5 cost. This lobby is capping so highly, actually, just with how all the AD flex players were able to push 9 and start capping high, that you really need to be capping highly if you want to be, even top 4ing in this lobby, it looks like. We get to see another fight from the other side of YFTX. He's got his Yasuo in a fantastic spot, ends up wrapping onto backline here, and the Edge of Night allows it to get to backline. What a beautiful fight from YFTX's board. And now 48 HP, his number 1 in terms of HP, and look how low everybody else is. He's easily going to coast into a top 4. A lot of rolling here coming out from Koro 1. It looks like, oh, what the? Oh my god, wait, he's got 2 duplicators. He has 2 duplicators. He sold his Kale 3, and he's moving items, and he has a ton of Karthuses. Wait, he picks up a Viego headliner. He's Viego 3. He's Viego 3. My god. He open sold his headliner. He had 2 duplicators that I guess he got from minions, and he just found Viego. Wow, look, that's so cool on this stage. But yeah, he used the Viego headliner to just find Viego 3 for free. I mean, what a sick... my god, because he was going 8th, or I mean not 8th, but 7th this game if he did not hit that. But now he can just win out this game. I mean, he's got triple item Viego 3. If someone else doesn't hit a 3-star 4-cross, it is GG's for the... What a crazy comeback from Koro in that spot. I mean, like, that's really wild to sell the Kale headliner and look, but I mean, he knew that he had to sell. I mean, that is like top TFT play, where you say, you know what, I mean, I got dropped these 2 duplicators, I'm losing fights. And what he probably did is actually saved all of his econ, and said, you know, like, my only out this game is hit 3-star 4 cost. I'm just gonna open sell the Kale. And you saw he looked for a bunch of he picked up some Karthuses, but his Karthuses ran dry. He found that Viego headliner in a shop, and he said, all right, that's what I'm going with, and he ended up hitting Viego 3. So fantastic stuff from him. It's gonna be hard for our protagonist YFTX to end up winning this lobby now, just because of that. I mean, maybe if we have our Yasuo right on top of the Viego and he can get a few casts off really quickly, we can one-shot it. It is not likely, but if there's a unit that can do it, it is Yasuo. Wow, so the board is like, I can't really tell what this, like, the graphic, because it almost looks like a model, like a render or something, but also like the players are there. I want to see more of this stage. Maybe we'll get to see more of it at the end of this game. China always goes all out with regards to TFT. They are so invested in everybody in China. I feel like loves TFT, so it is it's no surprise to see them have insane production value. And you know who else is insane production value? This Jhin unit. He plays really cool music. He summons all these guys, and this is a great Jhin build. We have the blue buff to get him casting, and then just the BT plus Hodge to keep him alive as long as possible. This is the like 0 frontline board here from Qingtian, who he just has a Yorick, a Zaktu, and a Set2 as his frontline, and the rest of his board is just damage. It's gonna do really bad once we end up fighting this board. But yeah, like I was talking about here, I mean, look at Yasuo's getting a lot of kills here. Yeah, I mean, he would need like 2 more casts to kill that Viego. It's probably impossible. The upside is YFTX lived that fight. He can very likely get a fight versus Qingtian, and as long as that Yasuo can get to backline, he can potentially just farm a free top 2. The other thing is, if Sudowoodo fights someone, hopefully he fights Sudowoodo's clone, but we will see here. Just the roll down here for any upgrades, I guess, but I don't think it really matters too much at this point. The Viego is doing all the work, and it does look like he's fighting Qingtian here, which, if this is real, that means that YFTX should be gifted a top 2 in this position here. And my god, look at the damage the Viego does, killing everything here. Yep, that's gonna be the dub there. And it looks like YFTX did fight Qingtian's clone, which means that he's gonna live to a top 2. This should be the end of the line. The only way is it would have to be like Echo or Kiana CC on the Viego and the Yasuo casting multiple times to get to the execute. But it's so hard to make work. I mean, we have Yasuo same side, but one Viego cast gets it so low. Honestly, wow, like, things slightly upgraded board. One more cast on that Viego, we actually would have killed it. I mean, it was not close, but it was almost close for not being close. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a fun VOD review, very hectic when we're going around to all this stuff. Yeah, look at this. I can't tell, is this real? I thought this was fake. This might be real. I don't know. It looks fake, but like the players were sat here. I don't really get it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, go check out the Tactor guide in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.